Okay, so the topic is CPTSD symptoms and effects. And before I get started with that, there's two definitions that I want to mention just in case people, you probably know the uh, words, but you might not know the full meaning. The first one is disassociation, the disconnecting or separation of something from something else or because of someone else, often associated with traumatic event or events. And the other one that is mentioned several times and that many of us have, excuse me, is hypervigilance, extreme or excessive vigilance, which means being highly or abnormally alert to any potential dangers or threats, possible disturbances in your sleep, irritability, a heightened startled response, flashbacks of the original traumatic event or events. So, PTSD is a mental health condition triggered by a terrible event, whether it's experienced or witnessed. Symptoms: flashbacks, nightmares, severe anxiety, uncontrollable and intrusive thoughts about the traumatic event or events, temporary or permanent difficulty adjusting and coping. With time and practicing self-care, symptoms can improve. Symptoms can also get worse. They may last for months, years, or a lifetime, which can seriously interfere and inhibit your daily abilities to function. It can also cause major problems in social interactions and work-related relationships or within regular relationships. PTSD symptoms are generally grouped into 4 types. The first is intrusive thoughts and memories. Second is avoidance. 3, negative changes in your mood and your thinking. 4, changes in both your physical and emotional reactions. And I'll pause there before we go into what those 4 things are for comments or ask for a reread or.
Yeah, I'd like to reread one at a time and go through them, if that's all right.
So, flashbacks, nightmares, severe anxiety, uncontrollable and intrusive thoughts about the traumas or events.
All right, let's start with flashbacks. So, does anybody in here have flashbacks?
Yes, loads.
Yes, I do. I do it quite often. Evie's raising her hand. How about nightmares?
Yeah.
I do.
I don't have that many flashbacks really about the event either.
How about severe anxiety?
When I say the event, I mean there's several.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about uncontrollable or intrusive thoughts about the traumas or events?
What's different with that to a flashback? What's the difference?
Okay, a flashback would actually be flashing back to the event itself, whereas uncontrollable and intrusive thoughts would be the way that you're thinking about it in your head, or having thoughts that interrupt other thoughts, or
Right, okay.
possibly suicidal thoughts.
Right.
So
Okay,
it
thank you.
covers a broad area, but that's pretty much it. So for me, I would say uncontrollable thoughts, yes. Intrusive thoughts, yes, in regards to the first part I mentioned, but without suicidal thoughts for me. Kim's nodding her head. You want to go ahead, Kim?
It's strange because if I'm out and I see a person that looks like him, my brain goes into overdrive.
Yeah.
And then, since all this COVID, these masks came in, I can't wear one because it takes me back to there again. My mouth is covered.
Yeah.
It freaks me out.
Yeah. Brett, how about you?
Yeah, I don't often flash back to actual events. There's so many things that I do flash back to. Like, okay, so there've been several events, right, which kind of messed me up really. So, okay, so one of them would be when I got a broken cheekbone where a guy punched me in the face, right? I don't often flash back to that one. When another guy punched me in the face through the side window of my car, I'll flash back to that if I'm in a car on my own. If I have to wait for Diane somewhere or something like that, I'll flash back to that. And I actually see fists in my imagination in the corner of my eye, my ear burns, and I see fists like flying really fast, like punching a punch bag really quick like that, which it didn't happen, it was a one whack, right? But that's what I see, right? And I feel my ear burn, and I kind of like, and I have to look around just to show my eyes that there's nothing there, right? And in the end, after it keeps on, I turn the radio on, I do different things to try and ignore it. It still don't stop, and in the end, I just wait. I'm always in a car park, watching the supermarket entrance from a distance, waiting for Diane to come out, and those fists are driving me nuts. So I look around, make sure no one's around, no one's close by, make sure I do, and then I just have a shouting fit. So I just go ballistic and swear at it because I ain't got nothing else. I know it won't make no difference, but it makes me feel better if I tell it to, right? So that's it. I go nuts over that one. So that's the only real major flashbacks I get. Other things are results of things. So there was a family crisis that came up, and there was lots of other uncomfortable meetings after that. Which I won't go into detail, but I flash back to those quite a lot. They're really uncomfortable times of just being around somebody. So yeah, that's it. The rest of the time, I'm in fight or flight mode all the time anyway. And so, like, if I'm in the bath, if I shut my eyes to rinse my hair or anything like that, most of the time I'll feel somebody coming at me. Someone's going to come at me and drown me. If I'm in the shower, they're going to come out and stab me, right? And I get them. As soon as I shut my eyes, it comes at me, right? So that's it. Even though I've not had anything like that ever happen, I think that. Sometimes I even think, like, I wonder if my girlfriend's poisoned me a cup of tea or something, which is really stupid. I don't know why. I just think that she's not like that at all. But when I get paranoid or whatever it is that I get, then I wonder sometimes, you know what I mean? If supposing like we've had an argument or something, you know, I wonder if she might want to get her own back. I don't think she's that kind of person at all. Never known her to be like that at all, ever, right? But I still have them thoughts, and I think sometimes just to get my mind off it, I'll rinse the cup out before I make a cup of tea, just in case. How stupid is that? So that's just a few of the things that I get. But most of the time, I'm just always feeling like I'm vulnerable to attack the whole time. And that's why I'm always sweating, always keyed up, my face is always shining with sweat. So, you know, yeah.
Brett, you said that these thoughts are stupid, and no, they're not stupid. This is what mental health does. It makes you doubt people that care about you.
Yeah.
These thoughts ain't stupid, they're not. It's just how our brains are wired after trauma.
It's just, when I say stupid, it's only just that I know my girlfriend's not gonna try and poison me or stab me in the shower. All right, I know that, right? But there's a part of me that still wonders. Sometimes I have to go, all right then, and play ball with it and go, okay then, let's rinse the cup out then, all right? Just like when I'm in the car and I'm seeing the fists, right? Blurring at me, I have to turn around and look just so I can say to my eyes and say to my mind, look, there's nothing there, right? But it still keeps on anyway. Never turn.
Very
Yeah, man.
It is, mate.
Yeah. But thanks for that, Kim. I appreciate that.
That's all right, honey.
So next up is the symptoms can get worse. They may last for months, years, or a lifetime, which can seriously interfere and inhibit your daily ability to function. Yes, all of those for me, and it's a lifetime for me. Anyone else want to comment on that? Or do you need it repeated?
Yes, please.
Okay. The symptoms can also get worse. They may last for months, years, or even a lifetime, which can seriously interfere and inhibit your daily abilities to function.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah. It inhibits pretty much all of my daily abilities other than just sitting comfortably and thinking. Honestly. It's kind of sad, but I call it very sedentary, where you just, don't move because it's comfortable. Does anybody else do that?
I don't know about that, but it does affect everything that I do.
Like what kinds of things does it affect for you?
Sleeping, dating, house, going out to places, making new friends, talking to old friends. Even something as simple as going food shopping. I have to plan each shop I go into in order. I've got to stick to that order. If I change it, or if I go somewhere that I haven't planned, it makes me nervous. I think it changed me. I used to be always smiling, always chatting away, always bubbly. Now I'm acting it.
I'm just like that, absolutely. And I don't leave the house on my own. The furthest I go is take the trash out. That's it. I haven't got the energy to deal with it like I did before when I was younger. So now in sort of, in more recent years, it's just got harder and harder and harder to go out. So I don't do it. I have all my shopping delivered. In short, all my shopping's delivered. That's it. That's it. I don't go out. Extremely rarely. Never go out on my own, ever.
That's awful. When I do go out, I'm fine when I'm at home, but then suddenly, as soon as I walk to the door, my back starts hurting every single time I've got to go out.
Man, you know what? It's exactly the same as me. I've got it mostly in my feet, and my knees, and my legs. The fibromyalgia kicks in hardcore. As soon as I get out and my feet are on the pavement, right? That is it. Yeah, the pain all flares up, and then I start walking real bad, and then I feel worse than drawing more attention.
That's what I'm like.
I walk really slow and all that, and Dinah's to try to walk as slow as I am.
Absolutely, most of what Kim said. Like, I don't even go to the grocery store. Steve does.
Yeah.
If I go somewhere to pick anything up, I'll go to like a gas station, maybe. I have social anxiety, like you said. I don't have a problem making new friends, but I don't exactly trust every friend that I meet right away either. Like, it has to be earned.
Yeah.
I think trust is a two-way street. And let's see, would you say, or keeping in touch with old friends? Yeah, I
Yeah.
have issues with that recently. I'm actually hanging out more with two people that I wasn't really tight with in high school than I am my best friend.
Oh gosh.
I often feel, like, I don't know why, it must be a kind of certain amount of pride and a certain amount of kind of arrogant thinking. But, I think if I was to meet an old friend of mine from years ago, they might be doing really well for themselves, but I'm sitting indoors all the time. I'm doing nothing. I've got nothing. I don't own anything. I've got no money. Do you get what I mean? I feel like I've got nothing, right? And if they have, I feel like I'm going to be embarrassed and like my life's been a failure and theirs has been a success. I worry about things like that. So I'll stay away from old friends. I don't want to go in.
I seem to have more friends that I've never met, just spoken to on Facebook, than actual friends, in person friends.
Yeah, I've got far more friends. Yeah,
same
online.
here, and especially since this group and Stacy's and Tatiana's, I haven't had a chance to video with yet, but the relationships that I've formed, like here right now, have become family. And I always say family because we are.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, first of all, we can't talk to people who don't understand and who don't have the things that we have. Second of all, certain friends don't want to hear it. So I feel like here we feel safe and like it's something we all relate to. So it brings us closer together and gives us support when we feel those things that I just mentioned not happening.
Yeah, can I tell you a story? It isn't really that closely connected to what we're talking about, but I have an operation. And worried that in case in the future or after the operation, I might have to have some sort of bag inserted because of whatever problems they have to deal with. So, saying to me, life wouldn't be worth living for. And I said, well, there's probably the online groups where you can meet other people.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Similar situation, just like I have with PTSD groups. The response was, this is beautiful. Well, it's like a load of alcoholics all getting together, telling each other it's all right. Now, no one ever gets up out of where they're at. They just all talk about it, right? It's not helpful at all. It's just one alcoholic sitting next to another alcoholic under a bridge somewhere, just sharing your life stories of how rough you are and how you got there. And like at the end of it, so what? Nothing ever changes. After that, went into going on about, we got onto the subject of outbursts of massive anger about things. And I shared how I'm the same. Like if I have to make myself go outside, for instance, I've already said this in previous things, I'll blow my stack, I'll go wild, I'll get really, really angry. Just like if I have to lug something heavy up the stairs, like a bag of shopping, I'll get angry. And that gives me the energy to go up there. Now, if I didn't get angry at that and make myself angry at that, which is easy, it's on tap, right? I would get angry anyway because of how much I'm struggling, and then I'd go nuts, and then the stuff would go up the stairs, right? So I use anger as a thing, and if I don't use it, it's going to make me use it anyway, right? Carl, you're just like me, right? I said, yeah, funny, even the words you use, because I was cursing away, swearing, showing an example of what I'm like, you're just like me. And I said, yeah, funny, isn't it? How like, it's just like that in the PTSD groups. As that we support each other. We don't talk about it and nothing ever changes or nothing ever improves. But doesn't it make you feel better when someone gets it, someone understands where you're coming from and you know that they do,
Yeah.
So that was, it was a nice moment for me. Yeah, man.
Ben.
Well, what I find ridiculous